What's going on, visionaries? Welcome back to another video. So today we are getting a few new goldfish, but we actually found out the problem of why a lot of our fish and koi have been dying inside of our koi pond. So let me show you. Now, a fair amount of koi have actually passed away, sadly, but so we actually have our big orange and white kohaku koi, which is struggling, but he's still alive, and one other one we got from last video. But we decided that there is actually a disease in this pond, and there's one way to figure it out. We're getting some salt. We're getting a 40-pound bag of salt to put in this pond, which should hopefully erase the diseases that are in here. Now, as we wait for my dad to get back with some of the pond salt, we're actually going to be doing about 40 to 50% water change on this pond. But I am testing this water, which I just showed you. We're going to wait 5 minutes, and within those 5 minutes, I'm going to show you that my water is perfect. Nothing should be harming these fish except for this mysterious disease that we have in here. So if I haven't answered the question already, I'm adding a 40-pound bag of salt to this pond later, so stay tuned. Okay, our 5 minutes is just about up, so let me show you. Now here is our whole pond test master kit. Everything else in this range is perfectly fine. I've tested before. These are the two that are really gonna harm your fish: nitrite and ammonia. Now here is our ammonia. Now I actually tested this earlier this morning, and it was actually more yellow, but as you can tell, it's between like 0.25 and maybe 0.5, which is why I'm doing this water change to get it a little lower. But anything under 0.5 should not harm any fish, at least not enough to kill it. And nitrite is perfect. So that's why we're doing a water change and getting some salt, so that this will get a little bit better, up to close to 0. But it's between here, and that should be okay because this pond is cycled. But you know, there's always something in ponds. But later today, we actually do have a company sending us some fish. Now, it is gonna be risky putting them in this pond because that was the idea for it. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. It's gonna be complicated later. So we're gonna be seeing where to put these guys when we get them. But we got a mystery box of fish coming. Okay, so pond is significantly down. I don't know if you can see, but you know, fairly low. So it's all going out right over here, and then I'm just gonna be filling this up. I actually recently got a new dechlorinator from Fritz. This ammonia remover, it's a good one. The old one that I used to use, one capful treated 50 gallons. This one only treats 20, but it's still good. This whole bottle can treat up about 3,000 gallons. I have this linked in the description below. It's the same thing I used to use, but it's ammonia remover. It detoxifies it, so at least for the little bit of ammonia that's in your tap water, this will make it, you know, safe for fish until it's all cycled out. All right, so if any of you guys have a pond and you're looking to get some salt, you can buy this other one, this Mortensen's that I'm putting on the screen, or there's this SureSoft one, because you can buy it at like the pond. But the salt level that we're trying to get this to, you know, for routine maintenance, your salt level in your pond is going to be about 0.1. And that's the stuff you get at, you know, the API stuff like this. But this, we need it to get rid of some illnesses. So we need it about 0.3 to 0.6. Too much can kill your fish. So we're going to dump a 1,000-gallon pond. You know, this whole bag should raise this pond saltness to about 0.4, which should be good. So we did the water change. We're just adding some water now. Some fish are struggling, as you see he's barely. So I'm gonna put about maybe half of this in right now, and then dissolve, or most of it, and then I'm just gonna bring a bucket over and dissolve some of this in some water with a pump, and then it's gonna go in. Alright, so I've added pretty much all the salt. There's a bit still mixing. A lot of it I just ended up throwing in the pond. The two koi that we have in here are struggling, but at least one is. Our bigger one is trying to stay in there. So our next part will probably be unboxing the fish and putting them in here, because now that we have the salt, that's the only way we can fix this, is with the salt. It will act up real quick, so it will make that water very healthy. So let's wait for the fish. We can add them in, and hopefully everything goes well. Alright guys, so our fish just came in. Now this is a little fish mystery box. Now I know Paul Cafaro, he actually recently did a saltwater fish mystery box. Very fragile. I think the weight says about 7 pounds. They came here in about 2 days, which was perfect. Now let's open this and see what we got. Now this company is actually based out here in California, called the CaliFishBank, and they have an eBay store where you can perfectly buy fish just like this, arriving them at your house nice and safe. They're working on a website, but CaliFishBank, thank you so much for sending me these fish for this video. And everything they have will be linked down in the description below. I'll have their Instagram linked down. You can follow them there. Or you can also check out their eBay store, because this one, I'm gonna be checking out a few more eBay sellers online, maybe get some more fish. So that's why we're doing some more eBay mystery boxes. So go ahead, check out other websites, eBay store, Instagram, but let's get into it. Perfectly packaged. Sometimes some companies don't put enough tape on anything, you know, they make it kind of seem a little sketchy, but this is perfect. So here we go. You get your excellent top. It's kind of bright right here, but actually bring you guys in a little closer. All right, so hopefully that's a little better. So we're in here. We got our little styrofoam top. Now we got newspaper. It's all lined the sides with the same packing foam. Very good. And here we go. Now, they sent me a message of what is in here today. So I don't really know what's in here, so let me tell ya. So they added some ryankin and 1 Oranda goldfish and some mystery snails and some plants, hornwort, which I've had some hornwort in the past, but I'm not planning to put any of the snails or hornwort in the pond. Those are probably going to be mixed in. I'm going to put the snails with my betta fish, which you will see later in today's video, so stay tuned. And we'll be putting some of the hornwort in with the betta fish. It's a good live plant that floats on the top. Maybe some mixed in with the turtles. And then these guys are going to be acclimated and put into the fish, are going to be acclimated into the pond. I think these are the plants first off. Okay, that's the Oranda, I think. And what is in here? Okay, here, oh my gosh. So they got a few floating plants in here. I don't know what this type is called, but as you can see all up in here. But they sent us 3 huge snails, which I guess will go into the betta tank. Eventually, once I get a bigger tank, I'll, you know, move them. But, because I'm planning to upgrade the betta tank eventually. Here we got a little bit of hornwort, and I believe this is the ryankin. Nice, all safe. There we go. We got a nice little white and orange ryankin with a little bit of hornwort floating on the top. And here in the biggest bag, all packed nicely together, is the Oranda goldfish. What a pretty fish. I love that. It's so pretty. Excellent cold water fish. Goldfish, especially when you're starting out, goldfish, koi, they're great options if you really want to get some cold water fish. So these guys, we're going to acclimate them real quick. And then while they're acclimating, we're going to move these snails and hornwort and different plants over to my tanks upstairs. So let's go. Okay, so we're upstairs. Now we're going to acclimate some of the plants. Don't need too much acclimation, but we're going to be adding the snails into the betta tank. Here's Lightning, our betta fish. Now let's feed him so he doesn't seem too interested in anything else. Here we go. Now right here are the snails. Alright, so since we got everything here, I'm going to move this, and we got all of the snails, as you can see. We got, I think, 3 snails and some of those plants. So I'm going to be taking some of this aquarium water and slowly acclimating these guys. Now this Oranda, I believe this one, no, this was the ryankin, has some hornwort in it. Alright, goldfish can go back in. And there's one more string of that other plant that's in here with the Oranda, which we will take out later. So let's go put the fish in the pond while all these guys sort of acclimate to the water. Alright, so we got a little Tupperware container, and we're just going to be putting them in here for now with a mixture of the water they're in, and then we're going to add some of my water that I have in my pond. Gonna, add some water to this every, 3 to 5 minutes until it fills up to the top, and then they should be acclimated within about 15 to 20 minutes to my temperature, water, parameters, all that good stuff. So we got the one that I've already gone into. This is the ryankin goldfish, as you can see. So he should come right in. All right, there we go. Perfect amount of water. Just now we got the big Oranda goldfish with a few plants. I don't need too much more water. That should be good. And I'm gonna grab this oranda. There we go, nicely in. So there you go, you get a good little view. They're chilling right in there. And I'm gonna slowly be adding my water till it gets about to the top. And then by myself, I'll be adding some of these plants over. But as these guys acclimate, I'll put a top on this container, acclimate them. And then we're gonna be putting these plants and the snails and other plants upstairs in my room into the tanks that are in my room. Okay, let's go. All right, we're here. It's a little messy, but these like longer stringy plants, I'm gonna put in the turtle tank. And so the frog bit is just gonna be placed here. And so here we got a little smaller snail. One of these guys is out already. I'm gonna stick this guy up to the top. Now here we got a way bigger snail. He was actually just out. I'm gonna see if I can stick him right on here. And then here we got another huge one, the biggest one. We probably now are gonna be upgrading this tank. It's probably about time to maybe a 5 or 10 gallon, because now these snails are gonna be helping this gonna be taking over this tank. So hopefully, comment down below, when do you think we should make this a bigger tank? We can use everything in here. We'll just maybe need to buy a little more substrate. And yeah, now with these other long stringy plants, it'd probably be better to put them in with the turtles. They can go around and hide in it, but they do love eating it, and I wanted to save the hornwort for the beta, so that stuff can really grow. It doesn't look like they're eating it. Nope, they're going in on it. They're trying to go for it right there. You can see them. They're little funny guys. All right, guys, it's been a little while. The salt's working. Let's put them in. All right, here we go. We got the oranda and a ryunkin, I believe is what it was. Let's get this little ryunkin goldfish. Super pretty goldfish. And we're just gonna put her right over there. And here we got the oranda. These guys seem pretty strong. Normally, sometimes some of these goldfish don't like to be in a lot more flowing water, but we're gonna end up getting some more goldfish for the pond if everything turns out okay, hopefully with the koi that are in here. These guys, I'm assuming, will start eating. They may eat some of the sinking pellets that have been, just in this pond because of the koi wouldn't eat. There he goes, swimming off, a little kitty guy. But yeah, there we go. Now guys, I wanted to address this after, but I know what I did was pretty risky, adding new fish into something that I just had a huge problem with in the pond. But both of the goldfish the next day are okay. The one koi that we had was, when I was filming this video, I'm gonna say, was practically dead. Like, no joke. He was like floating up the whole thing. He like couldn't swim, only his gills were slightly moving, and now he's literally swimming in the pond. I don't know if you can see, that koi right there, but these bubbles are all here just because of the screen. The screen that we have right there, it blocks the skimmer, which builds a few bubbles, not super harmful at all. But that koi right there, he was practically dead. Craziest thing I've ever seen, he just comes back to life. So everyone's doing fine. So another thing with the beta tank, if this video gets, let's say, if this video can get 65 likes, I will go out like within 48 hours, because the next video I have to post on Monday. So between Friday and Monday, I need a little bit of time. So you guys got to get it quick. If you guys can get this at 65 likes on Monday's video, we'll go out, get a new tank, most likely. If not, I'll get it eventually, like a lot sooner than I normally would. And we'll get a bigger tank for lightning the beta fish. We'll do a whole setup. So I hope you all have an amazing day. I like to share my faith with you guys, and the Bible verse right here of the day is an easy way to share my faith with you guys. The positive comment shout out popping up right here. If you want a shout out in one of my upcoming videos, all you have to do is put down a positive comment below. So my name is David, this is Fishvisions, find your vision and follow. Be a visionary today and subscribe. And I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace, yeah.